Welcome to Thinking Men's Therapy. I'm your host, Ishmael Muhammad, and today we'll be talking about how pussycat ain't nothing but meat on the bone, and how, as a man, you must stand firm and never lose. You could be losing your money, you could lose your house, you could lose your family, you could lose your sanity dealing with the wrong woman, not having your sexual desires under control. Being a crash dummy for sex will have you losing in the game, and it's nothing but meat on the bone. And if she controls your sexual desires, she controls your direction. If she controls your emotions, then she controls you. That's why at all times you have to maintain your manhood and never let the sex make you a victim of her bullying you. She could bully you with sex when you think that's the only thing that she's worth or good for. And a lot of these times she do wrong things and she could just say, oh, give you the sex, and you being whooped and you being that, you follow her direction and give in to the sex. She could just give you sex anytime that she messes up or does something wrong. And this puts you in the position where you're always bowing down to what she wants to do. When you're pussy whipped, you're addicted to how she makes you feel, not her. You're addicted to how she makes your body feel, not the things that she does for you. When that becomes the way that you look at her, that's when it becomes a problem, because your whole attitude is driven by sex. When you're driven by sex, you're bound to crash, because that's how they get you suckers. That's how they get you with these pornography pictures. They show their chest, they show their breasts, because a trick is always going to be a trick, because he's tricked into always wanting her sex. Instead of looking beyond her sex and learning who she is, you become pussy whipped. And then when you're pussy whipped, that's because you were trying to get the sex from the gate. That's all you tried to do, was get the sex, and that made you pussy whipped. You never got to learn who she was. But when you're dealing sexually with anybody, there is going to be a bond created if you continue to do so. So that's how it becomes. You guys, y'all start dealing with a woman, you be like, oh, I'm going to just hit it and be done with her. But no, it becomes to a point where she becomes your woman, because sex is nothing to play with. And that's when she becomes your woman. You end up getting her pregnant or some other stuff. And now you're stuck with a woman that was only fulfilling your sexual desires, and other things is failing. Her character is flawed. Just like I said, that's how you lose things. You lose your job because you're chasing her. You're worried about what she doing at all times. You lose your money because now she tricks you out your money for the sex. Everything starts to be around the sex, and then you start to learn who she is later on in the relationship, and she is nothing like you thought she was. She is nothing like you wanted a woman to be for yourself. But since you've been having sex with her all this time, now y'all done built a bond spiritually, and now the bond is about sex, and now you such a sucker for the sex, you want to control her. You think the sex is yours now. She told you it's all you, it's all you. Now you've become a sucker for the sex, and now you are a pussy whip sucker, just because you led with sex. When you lead with sex, when you want to be, that's how you get fucked, trying to fuck. Athletes lose contracts, CEOs lose companies, kings have lost kingdoms over pussycat on the bone. And it's not the woman's fault. It's never her fault. It's the lack of discipline from the man. If you can't see a woman and turn down sex, then that's going to be a problem with you. That's going to be a trap that she could always set for you. It's never her problem. For sex to happen, it always starts with an erection. It takes an erection for the sex to even happen. And if any woman has to do, show you some titties and ass for you to be erected, then you will always follow her direction. You will always be a sucker for the pussycat. That's what makes you the sucker for the pussycat, and that's how you will lose, because a woman can set you up at any time she wants. You are never in control when you are just out for the pussycat and you get it, and then you become pussy whipped. You will never be in control of the situation, and she will run you into the ground. That's why your mind becomes cloudy when you are in that state. state. You do not do what you're supposed to do in manhood anymore because you're always focused on what she's doing with her pussycat instead of being focused on what you are doing in your life. And that's what makes you whipped. And when you are pussycat whipped, when you're whipped by anything, it wears you down. It's like a beating. That's why it's a whipping. That's why it's called pussycat whipping. When a man is overdriven by a sex drive, he chases. He lowers his standards. He negotiates. He doesn't stand on his square. He becomes soft and weak to what she says. But when he's disciplined, he chooses. He sets the rules. He shows what the man he is supposed to be. He's always in control. Sex always starts and ends with an erection. I'm going to keep telling you guys that. So you are always in control of the situation. You are in control if she feels ecstasy or not during sex. She is not in control of that. So quit saying you can't last this long when you see a fine woman or you gonna bust all quick. You already done took yourself off the table. During sex, it's your job to please her. That should be one of the only times you are unselfish in doing things and balance out to what she say. During sex, not before, not after, during sex. This isn't about disrespecting women. It's about respecting yourself as a man. Women are valuable and relationships are powerful, and they should be based on her character at all times. And people change, and you should have to, that's what I said, you should be able to walk away. Just because she a winner today don't mean she gonna be championship material tomorrow. It's all about her actions at all times, and actions is what leads to you knowing character, and character is what leads you to have a winning team at all times. If your life revolves around fucking women, then in the end, you will be the one who will be fucked. Because it's not about that. It's about taking your care of your responsibilities and dealing with a woman. The bloodline of you is always on the line, whether you use protection or not. Or if your bloodline ain't on the line, your diseases are on the line. Things you can't get rid of. Something is always on the line when you giving your gift to a woman, and that's your deed. So what do? You stay on your mission. You control who has access to your time. You never cry to her about your problems. You never spend money to impress. You stay on your grind and always be what you want to be doing so she could follow your lead. Always remember, sex is a bonus. It's your chance to put her in ecstasy, and both of y'all enjoy each other's bodies and have relief. That is what sex is for. It is not your identity. So quit blaming these women and she had this, I had to do it, and quit blaming anybody but yourself. It's always your fault when you fall to the flesh of the women. When you fall to your sexual desires and crash. When your sex drive makes you crash, it's your fault. It's always your fault to correct. If you don't know it's your fault to correct, there will be no correction. You must master yourself or be mastered by your desires.
Meet Ishmael Muhammad, the visionary CEO, producer, and rap artist, also known as Mel J, the Terrible MC. But there's more to this rebel than just music. Ishmael has taken his passion for truth and mentorship to a whole new level with his YouTube channel, Thinking Men's Therapy. Thinking Men's Therapy is not your average channel. It's a place where Ishmael dives into the depths of male mentorship, offering wisdom on dating, personal development, and tackling other relevant subjects with solutions that matter to men in today's world. Whether you're seeking dating advice, personal growth tips, or just looking for food for thought, Thinking Men's Therapy is the go-to destination for quality game. Time to stop simping. Man up and manage yourself in life. Subscribe now, like, and hit the notification bell. Let's embark on this journey together.